I'll also briefly be talking about the other organs which can play a role in disease in birds, and also just about their bones. Okay, so first of all, this is the basic gastrointestinal system of birds. So just like us, they have an esophagus, but unlike us, that leads into a crop. Now, not all birds have crops, and not all birds have the same size crop. So a lot of parrots have quite big crops because they tend to eat in meals, so they need to hold the food for a period of time. Whereas littler birds like sparrows often eat smaller meals through the day, so their crop is quite a bit smaller. So that's just something if you're looking at crop feeding a bird, checking how big their crop is and what appropriate needles are used and things like that. Now, birds actually have essentially two stomachs. The first one is the stomach or proventriculus. Basically, that one is where all the digestive organs, like enzymes are secreted, that helps get the food digesting. And then the gizzard, or the ventriculus, is where the muscles live, and they grind the food up to the bird. So there's actually two separate areas, whereas in most mammals it's all in the one stomach. Then birds go into a small intestine, and they've got quite a short, large intestine. So they don't do much digesting or absorbing in the large intestine, but they can actually absorb water from their cloaca. So that's when birds have what we call a stress poo, where there's lots of water in their feces. That's because they poo straight away without allowing any time for absorption. So it's nothing to be worried about, and it happens pretty frequently at vets and times when your birds are a little bit stressed. But if it's happening all the time, it can be a sign that your bird is going too frequently. Okay, so the respiratory system. So this is something very unique to birds because they have lungs and air sacs, whereas we've got lungs. So to go through a few things, the trachea is the windpipe. Then, unlike us, birds have their voice box really low in their chest. So it's just above where these two bronchi divert from the trachea and go into each of the lungs. So that's just something in birds that's a bit unique, and it has a lot more vocal range as well. So different birds have different experiences based on how much they can talk and how much vocal noise they can make. Birds can also have air sacs within their bones. So that not only helps with flight, but it also means that instead of their lungs and air sacs taking up so much room in their body, they've also taken up room in their bones to allow